Hi there, my name is Cherie and I'm an author. I started this channel so I could talk to you guys about all things books. I wanted to talk a little bit about my books, but I also love talking writing and literature. So feel free to send me any questions you have or comments. But today is an introduction, so I'm going to tell you about myself and just give you a quick rundown of the books that I have published so far. So I live in Washington State. I am a labor and delivery nurse. I have 3 daughters, and I would love for writing to be my career. But for now, I think that nursing has given me a lot. I've been doing it for almost 20 years now, and I'm probably going to further my education in the nursing field while I'm waiting for more people to see my books and read my books and recognize me. So let's talk about my books. Speaking of the medical field, a lot of my characters in my books are in the medical field too, because I find that it's best to write about things that you know. So one of the books that I have is really fun. I wrote it with another labor and delivery nurse. This is called Patience Pass. It is a sapphic post-apocalyptic rom-com. Yeah, I know that's a lot. But it's basically about a doctor and a forest ranger who survive the apocalypse and find each other, and they are navigating the post-apocalyptic world and falling in love at the same time. It's very cute. It's very short, but it's definitely a fun read, especially if you want to read something wintry. I know it's the spring, but this ends around the springtime. My next short book, this one is Daniel Was Here. It is about a Jewish boy with cystic fibrosis and a Mexican girl that's escaping a domestic violence relationship, and they fall for each other. And it's a very sweet book. Also a very short one. So if you just want, just a little bit of fun reading, or if you want to see my style a little bit, this is a good place to start. It takes place in the 80s in Philadelphia. And it's a super fun book. This is my first book that I ever published, How I Crave You. It's a poetry book, a book about all things love, from spicy to sweet to sad. It is illustrated throughout by a local tattoo artist. And I actually have one of the illustrations tattooed to myself because I love this book. It was my first book, so it's my baby. So my biggest books are the Armageddon series, starting with I Am Armageddon. And it is about this ER nurse who discovers that she is an angel, but not just any kind of angel. She is the angel of the apocalypse. And so in the first book, I Am Armageddon, she discovers who she is. And then in the second book, Armageddon Awakened, she discovers how to use her powers. And then in the third book, Armageddon Avenged, she fulfills her destiny. The fun thing about these books is they're meant to be puzzle pieces. So if you take book 1 and you take book 2 and turn it over, you get this. And then same thing, if you take book 1 and turn it over and put it against book 2. And then the funnest part is when you get the third book. And it's really hard to hold this to show you, but the third book lays flat on top, and then the wings just expand out of the other 2 books. If you love urban fantasy and you want a little bit of the medical field in there, and you like high drama and you like to see swordplay and cars in the same book, then these are the books for you. I finished that trilogy, and I am currently working on The Pride of the Fallen, which is in the Armageddon universe, but takes place 200 years afterwards. So this is The Heirs Virgin, and it is the first book of the series, and it is the story of the Devil's grandson and the U.S. spy that is following him, and basically what happens when they finally meet. There's going to be 5 books altogether in the Pride of the Fallen series. The second one is what I'm working on right now. It's about it's called The Seconds Fated, and it's about the Devil's grandson's second in command, and an angel that he fell in love with like centuries before, and they have a beautiful second chance romance. And so that's what I'm writing right now. If you're interested in reading any of my work, you can go to darlinglene.com and look at my store. I'm also on Amazon and Barnes and Noble. I look forward to talking to you guys again about more book stuff.